Got to work on that swing, Jack.
Well, I get time now that the business is running efficiently.
Oh, yeah? How'd you make that happen?
SVA. They showed me how to analyze my financial statements to increase revenue and profit margins and control expenses. The value of the business has never been higher. And now I've got more time to work on my golf game.
Nice. Maybe make time for lessons, too.
At SVA Certified Public Accountants, we pride ourselves in providing business owners with measurable results. Visit sva.com/golf to learn more.
Step up to the plate. It's Quick Trip's Around the Bases contest with Ferrero. Stop by your neighborhood Quick Trip. Purchase any share size Crunch, Butterfinger, Baby Ruth, 100 grand, Kinder Bueno, or Kinder Chocolate with Quick Rewards, and boom, you're in. If you're selected and the Brewers score in the first inning, you'll get a $100 Quick Trip gift card. Get all the details at QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Quick Trip and Ferrero are proud partners of the Brewers Radio Network.
Get up! Get out of here and go!
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from American Family Field, here's your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
That was more like Brewers baseball today. Big exhale there at the end, but a shutout over one of the best offenses in baseball. 4-0 the victory today for the Crew. They salvaged the finale. It is not a sweep for the Cubs. They still take the series. The Brewers are one game under 500 now at 17-18. The Cubs at 21-14. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Thanks for joining us here. I'm flying solo today, so I'd love to hear from you today. 855-616-1620 is the phone number. Again, 855-616-1620. The Saturday Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. Plenty to talk about with Freddie Peralta. The offense waking up once again, being able to win without hitting a home run. Just one big sixth inning is all it took for the Crew. But really good bullpen work today as well for the Brewers. Don't lose sight of that. We'll break all of it down in a moment. But first, let's get you up to speed with the highlight recap.
Ready for this? This?
One of the catches of the year!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
A matchup of opening day starters, Freddie Peralta against Shota Imanaga, as this was billed as a great one, and it turned into a great pitcher's duel. Both pitchers dealt with some traffic early. Freddie left the leadoff walk-on in the second with a weird obstruction call. Imanaga had two aboard in the first inning, but left them stranded as well. So this game is scoreless for the majority of the contest. Fast forward to the fifth inning. Leadoff single from that guy, Pete Crow Armstrong. Base hit the other way. We know the Cubs love to steal. Granted, they hadn't even attempted this weekend. And, well, it's because William Contreras is behind the plate.
Armstrong can run. 12 stolen bases on the year. There he goes. Pitch is high. Throw to second. Is right on the back. They got him. Oh, wow. William Contreras cuts down Pete Crow Armstrong. And there's one away here in the fifth. Greg Counsell says we will not challenge.
Brewers lead baseball in caught stealings with 13. Individually, that is Williams' 10th as a catcher. So it's still scoreless. Faces the minimum there in the fifth with a couple of strikeouts as well for Freddie Peralta. The Brewers, though, go down in order in the bottom of the fifth inning. Things pick up, though, in the sixth. It all started with a leadoff single from Jackson Chourio on a great at-bat, 7 pitches long. He was behind 0-2 and lines a single into left field. Collins would pop out, but Contreras would draw a 4-pitch walk. So the Brewers in business, first and second, only one out. Yelich hits a ground ball to first, legs out what would have been a double play, and in the process of Imanaga covering first base, he pulls a hamstring, so he pulls from the game. Julian Merriweather has to come in. He gets all the time in the world to warm up because of the fact that, well, he is just now getting into the game for an injury, and, well, maybe he should have taken more time.
Merriweather looking in. First pitch to Reese is down. It's going to get away from Amaya. Coming down the line and scoring is Chourio. 1-0 Milwaukee.
That was the first run, and that really opened the floodgates for the Crew. They would eventually intentionally walk Rhys Hoskins to pitch to Daz Cameron, who entered this game due to injury to Sal Frelick, and Daz still waiting on his first hit as a Brewer with Dad Mike in the stands.
Daz a liner into right center field, down for a base hit. Yelich streaking around third. He will score. On his way to third is Hoskins. How about the legacy coming through on a Sunday afternoon against the Cubs?
Playing Grindle's call there. They still weren't done. Another 2-strike rally forming for Caleb Durbin. He had a full count. He had a tough day at the plate, 0 for 2 at that point, trying to find his footing in the show, and he goes the other way.
Looking out at Merriweather, the 3-2 pitch, a liner into right center. That's going to get down. Plug the gap. One run is in. Cameron right behind Hoskins. He will score. Diving headfirst into second is Durbin. The Brewers lead it 4-0.
They finally got things going with that 4 spot in the 6th. The 7th belonged to Jared Koenig. That went 1-2-3. The 8th to Abner Uribe. That went 1-2-3. Trevor McGill, though, dealt with some traffic. A leadoff single by Happ, then a walk to Tucker, but he hunkered down. A fly out to deep center by Suzuki. A strikeout looking to Bush. The last man standing was Horner.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. McGill roaring on the mound. Elevated a fastball at 99 and strikes out Nico Horner. And the Brewers, with their 5th shutout of the season, has salvaged the game out of this series with a 4-0 victory over Chicago.
All right, exhale. They get one down, so let's talk about it coming up next. The Brewers get the win, their 5th shutout of the season. What went right? Let's talk about Freddie, how great he was. Back after this on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Filet mignon isn't as cheap as chopped steak, and you can't buy a yacht for the same price as a dinghy. But while they last, you can buy high-end Beautyrest Black and Sealy Posturepedic mattresses for nowhere near high-end prices. Hasseless Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models. These are the best of the best, and now you can get them for way less. Like a Beautyrest Black LX Hybrid was $3,599, but now it's just $971. Or a Sealy Posturepedic Golden Acres Pillow Top was $1,093, but the floor model is just $546. Visit any employee-free, hassleless showroom and test your favorite floor model without salespeople breathing down your neck. You won't find these mattresses priced this low anywhere else. It's like buying a Lamborghini for $10,000 just because it sat on the showroom floor. Only a few floor models are available at each Hasseless mattress location, and when they're gone for good. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasseless.com.
I came in over 10 years ago and I couldn't breathe, ever. And ever since then, now I can breathe.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventNose.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers win. Hit glory days, right? All right. 4-0 the victory today. We're going to be real. It's good to have this taste a little better tonight. Dinner will be better tonight. Some things got to monitor. Some injury updates. Pat Murphy revealed a couple as well. 855-616-1620. Again, 855-616-1620 as the Brewers get the victory today. This text from Josh in Greenfield. A needed rebound from the last 3 games. Peralta did exactly what we needed from him, and the A bullpen held up. Given play of the game's got to be Yelly for the hustle to extend the 6th inning. It made all the difference. Agreed with that as well. Text from Doug. They took advantage of the Cubs having to go to the bullpen, and that's what they needed to do to get out of this funk. Peralta looks like a top 5 starter in the league. More on that in a moment. Let's get to the phone lines as well. 855-616-1620. Brian in Tosa. Brian, you're live on Brewers Extra Innings.
Thanks for taking my call, Dom. Great win today. Peralta did what an ace is supposed to do. Stop a losing streak. He fought. He was pretty sharp today. He probably could have gone into the 7th a little bit. His pitch count was better. It's a good thing. The bullpen, still like to see McGill a little cleaner, but he got out of it. The only thing I'm going to say, because you always know I got to have one not so great thing, is what are we going to do about Ortiz? Does he have options? Can we get Monsterio up and just see if there's a difference? Because he's killing us. Swanson's hitting 220, but he's got, 7 home runs? For no home runs and 5 RBIs, I think Swanson has 18 for them. That spot is killing us. That's my only concern right now. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, appreciate the call there, Brian. On the Ortiz front, to put it in the budget, of course he has options, but I think in the opinion of the Brewers, they see a chance to fix it for Ortiz in the big leagues. And the thought is, what's he going to do if he goes down to AAA? Let's say, for instance, he goes down to AAA, hits 350, comes back up, and it's the same, right? It's what we were seeing right now. Or you go on the flip side, he figures it out in the big leagues, can have a good month, have a good couple of weeks putting it together, and try to go. It feels like right now we're in the darker part before the dawn. It feels like he's now taken another turn, maybe toward away after he had a good end to that road trip. Now he comes home and has struggled the last couple of games. But maybe that's what gets him out of this funk. It's something easier to diagnose given you see all the pop-ups and that sort of thing, but we're not going to be too negative about it. Nonetheless, I thought Joey made a couple of really important plays defensively today. He looks like he's sure-handed at short. And to answer your question more directly, why Ortiz? Because he's the best shortstop the Brewers have on their 40-man roster right now, and quite frankly, it's not close. So they're going to still find value in the defense from him. They're going to trust him to figure this out offensively. We are on May 4th. He had a great month of May last year. Not saying he's going to have a 350 type month, but need to see him figure it out in the big league sooner as opposed to later, to say the least. But at the same time, he's got nothing left to prove in AAA. He's going to learn how to be a better hitter in the big leagues, and this is where it has to happen while playing great defense as well. But I think it's a fair point. On Freddie Peralta, though, Freddie, man, that's right. That was ace behavior. And the reason why he didn't come back out for the 7th, Pat Murphy revealed he was dealing with a little bit of a groin issue, was tightening up on him there in his last inning. It started to happen in the 6th when Happ popped out, but was able to get through the inning unscathed and have 7 strikeouts on the day as well. I think the most important stat today from Freddie Peralta was, despite allowing the leadoff man to reach in 4 innings, he only threw 3 pitches with a runner in scoring position today. Think about that for a second. You know, the leadoff man getting aboard, generally that means their motion or a ground ball moves the guy over, whatever, a stolen base, whatever it could be. He only threw 3 pitches with a man on second base today. That was Michael Busch in the 2nd inning after he got to second on the weird obstruction call that shouldn't have been an obstruction call. But nonetheless, Freddie got a double play to erase a leadoff single in the 3rd. Just did not allow Tucker to move from first base by striking out Suzuki, getting fly out to Busch, and a ground out from Horner in the 4th. Then Pete Crow Armstrong is caught stealing in the 5th. And that was also in the middle of a 9-pitch at-bat from Miguel Amaya. Think about how many times we've seen those long battles and all the foul balls go against Freddie Peralta. And this is what I was talking about in the pregame show today, too. Freddie is not fastball Freddie anymore. He's Fred. He is throwing pitches. He is mixing. He is able to trust his breaking stuff. And I talked about the stat earlier today. It got botched today because of Kyle Tucker. But coming into today, lefties were 0 for 12 against his breaking balls this year. Granted, Kyle Tucker hits a curveball, just lunges out and just dumps one in the right field, so it wasn't a quality hit by any means, but no extra base hits today against Freddie Peralta too. I mean, for Freddie to we're seeing adjustments happen live. We see him move over to the third base side of the rubber, and it immediately pays off of having a much better season against left-handed hitters. We're also seeing the curveball being trusted and being used like it's supposed to be. Only see 1 walk today, and that was in an 0-2 to 3-2, so even that was one of those that he could have fixed as well. To have 7 strikeouts, and now just be 3 strikeouts away from 1,000 in his career. His ERA is down to 2.18 in his first 8 starts. That is ace-like behavior, and it's not just because of the fastball. Of the 7 strikeouts he got today, only 2 of them were on fastballs. A curve to Happ, a fastball looking to Suzuki. A curve to Horner, a fastball swinging to Suzuki. A changeup swinging to Amaya, a changeup swinging to Swanson. By the way, that's back-to-back right-on-right changeup swinging. And a curveball to Suzuki. So we got Suzuki with 2 different pitches. This is a mix. This is a new Freddie Peralta, and he has matured in front of our own eyes. He has become one of the best strikeout guys consistently in the league. I mean, when you look at the National League for strikeout leaders, right now, Freddie Peralta is right in the top 10. He's at 48, tied with the likes, one back of Yoshi Yamamoto. Mackenzie Gore still leads the National League. It goes Gore, Wheeler, Green, Webb, Yamamoto, and Peralta. That's really good company. Those are all aces. And now you're seeing Freddie reminding everybody, I'm that ace too, and I'm here to put the team on my back. I thought it was the exact performance the Brewers needed to set the tone for the rest of the game. 855-616-1620. Again, 855-616-1620. Back with more after this on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Summer's getting closer, and Brewers action at American Family Field is only heating up. Don't miss a Midwestern throwdown between the Brewers and the Twins, May 16th through the 18th. Get a Jedi Jackson Churio Star Wars night bobble with a special theme night ticket on the 16th. Then get here early for an exclusive Brewers cribbage board giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on the 17th. Presented by 620 WTMJ. Get tickets at Brewers.com.
The Peace Lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Thank you, Milwaukee, for making the original Botanas the best Mexican restaurant for 25 years. Celebrate Botanas anniversary during Cinco de Mayo, May 4th and 5th, with authentic Mexican dishes, cervezas, margaritas, and a mariachi band. 5th Street, just south of National.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers Extra Innings continues after a 4-0 win over the Cubs. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Brewers Extra Innings brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs? Look no further than Fifth Third Bank. With a local team right here in Milwaukee, they know how to hit it out of the park every time. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making that helps your business thrive. Experience the unique commercial banking value that only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. I'm Dom Cotroneo, 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. Flying solo here today. Question from Nathan in Burlington. Will Freddie and Frelick hit the IL? Freddie made it clear after the game talking to reporters he doesn't see the groin being an issue moving forward. It was just a little locked up there at the very end. Felt similar to a cramp. He's not worried about it in the slightest. On the Sal Frelick front, remember he was removed after just one at-bat today and set the stage for Daz Cameron to have one of the bigger RBIs of the game. Frelick is going through an MRI today to see what is going on with that back knee. It is his left knee that they are concerned about right now for the Brewers outfielder. I imagine he could have the day off tomorrow as well, and we'll see Daz Cameron in there once again. But that's a concern, given you've already got Perkins on the 60-day IL. He's not eligible to come back for another 19 days. Garrett Mitchell's probably going to be bound for the 60-day IL at some point with an oblique strain, given how the nature of oblique strains tend to be, so you can count on 60 days down for that. But another outfielder that was considered a major piece of this moving forward is going to be huge for the Brewers in their depth and taking another hit and trying to figure out what they need to do in the year. On the offensive front, though, today for the Crew, a couple of performances to point out. William Contreras, yes, still does not have an extra base hit. It's been, I think, 18 games now, 19 games now. But he was on base 3 times today. And we can nitpick about the extra base hits. He needs to hit extra base hits. He knows that. Brewers know that. Everyone knows that. But if you're not doing that, you got to do something else. And for him to pass the bat and draw a couple of walks, get ahead every time except for once, 3 out of 4 plate appearances, he worked to a 3-ball count, which I thought was huge. Continuing to show a mature approach, maybe changing his walk-up song to Triple H's entrance will help him out. I don't know. If you're a WWE fan, let me know. But I'm not a WWE fan. I don't know how I knew that, but I just saw that the other day when he was coming in. But nonetheless, William doing that, I think, is very important. Number 2, Caleb Durbin. You know, he had 2 flyouts today. Murph joked in the postgame press conference that he wanted to tase him earlier for swinging at 2 pitches at his eyes, but he was able to redeem himself on a 3-2 pitch the other way. Caught up a little bit with Caleb today before the game, just about, hey man, are your feet underneath you yet? Because it's just been a whirlwind for him. He makes his big league debut 2 weeks ago here at American Family Field. We saw the crowd, everyone coming up from Lake Forest and that sort of thing. And then, you know, welcome to the show, 10-day road trip. Also, you're going to go to St. Louis where you went to school. You're going to have a lot of requests. And then, oh, by the way, you're going to go to Chicago again, so you're going to get a lot of requests. Oh, we're playing the Cubs. You're going to get a lot of requests. It's a lot. And there's a lot of little things that pop up along the way, family or friends or whatever it may be. There are so many things that big leaguers have to adjust to. And generally, the biggest thing to adjust to is everything going on away from the field, right? Everything that you have to deal with, whether it be requests or people want an interview time or somebody who's asking for a signed something or needs something, whatever it is. There's so many things that you can't even imagine that happen, you know, when you're trying to go in and get your work in and prove that you can be an everyday big leaguer. And it's just him adjusting to all of that. We've heard Pat Murphy allude to this many times over the seasons about young players learning to be big leaguers, that sometimes the stuff on the field becomes very secondary, becomes a safe haven for these guys. And to see him get his work in today once again with Matt Erickson, go through his infield routine, he's like, this is my paradise. This is when I feel like I can really start to unlock myself and get better. So Durbin's going to be somebody we continue to monitor. And then finally, of course, Daz Cameron. And I imagine Daz going to get a little more time. We're going to hear from Pat Murphy about it. Daz is going to get a little more playing time here, just like Isaac Collins earned it too, because Daz was tearing the cover off the ball down in Nashville. And a reminder, he has no options. You know, he has to be DFA'd if he wants to be sent down to the minor leagues. And what we've seen so far from Daz in the minors, it's like someone's going to pick him up. He's a former first-round talent, same draft as Kyle Tucker from the Astros days, and he's a very talented player. I imagine we'll see him while the Brewers await what's going on with Sal Frelick. This text from Kevin. Hello, Kevin. Good to hear from you, my friend. What point do the Brewers move Turang to short and play Collins at second? Joey O just kind of looks tough right now. Maybe needs a mental reset in Nashville. There are concerns about Turang's shoulder still, and the Brewers made it clear during spring training they're not going to be moving those two guys back and forth no matter the performances today. When it comes to, you know, Turang, if all of a sudden his shoulder gets bulky again like it did during spring training, and maybe you've got Joey down in Nashville, it's like, well, what was the point of that if you got to bring him right back up and maybe risk putting Turang on the IL? I think the Brewers would want to give that a different route, maybe this next offseason, give time for Turang's shoulder to heal properly. Also, Turang's dealing with an illness right now. He's been playing through it too, but I don't think that happens this season unless something drastic happens or Turang's shoulder continues to improve at a faster rate than it currently has right now, because he's still playing through it even at second base. Take another break, come back with more. Talk a little unsung heroes in this one as the Brewers get the victory by a 4-0 score right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
So how is that possible? 1.9% real estate commission? There must be something you're not telling me.
I hear that a lot. The truth is, everybody could do it, but they choose not to because folks keep paying more than they have to. I guess they just haven't heard yet that Century 21 Benefit Realty can make that 1.9% real estate commission promise on the sale of your home and stick to it. So I'd like to think that's going to make your decision easy. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. You only get one chance to make a first impression, and that goes double for your home listing, because that's how you're going to get the most value. By having a customized marketing plan specific to your property with professional photos, global marketing, and the built-in experience that Century 21 Benefit Realty has brought to the table since 2004. And being joined with Century 21 just makes all of the above stand out that much more. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
When having new Pella windows and doors installed at your home, you get the full Pella experience. That means we're with you from start to finish. Our team doesn't disappear after the work is done. Just like with Vinny, your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
With customizations driving limitless possibilities, our Pella experts truly listen to your vision, just as we did with Nicole.
I felt like they really listened to us. There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, offer some suggestions, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait any longer, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 5/31/2025.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers Extra Innings continues. I'm Dom Cotroneo. It's brought to you in part by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Summer's coming fast. Are you ready? Get a new air conditioning system from Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical with $0 down, no payments, and 0 interest for 9 months. Plus, save $1,500. Book your appointment today at cider.com while the deal lasts. A couple of unsung heroes I want to point out specifically in the bullpen today for the Crew. I mean, Jared Koenig, who's been in the cooler, it feels like, this last week. Most of the leverage bullpen has been in the cooler. They were used maybe a little more than expected against the White Sox, but still, McGill hadn't pitched since Wednesday. Koenig hadn't pitched since Wednesday. First outings for both of them in the month of May. And Koenig, man, have you sat and looked down at what he's doing so far this season? It's been unreal of just his ability to get both sides out. I think that's the big key. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in, well, he's coming in for all the lefties, right? But inevitably, you're going to face pinch hitters. You're going to face right-handed hitters. That's how it goes for any lefty in the big leagues. But right now, Jared Koenig's numbers are brilliant against both sides. Righties are only hitting 143 with 1 extra base hit against him. He has 8 strikeouts of the 28 at-bats against them, and lefties, as expected, a 182 average, just 4 for 22 with those guys, and 6 strikeouts and only 2 walks. The curveball's great. He even flashes a changeup here and there while still sitting 97 miles an hour. Give credit where credit is due. Jared Koenig has become arguably the most important reliever that isn't the closer on the Brewers this year. Little Abner Uribe love, too. How about how many sliders he threw today, right? I hadn't seen that from him really at all this season. In total, Abner threw 13 pitches. 10 of them were sliders. Now, 5 out of the 10 were strikes, but the sliders are hard pitch to command. He just basically baited, and then, oh, by the way, hey, I can still hit 101 miles an hour still here, too. So him continuing to refine his slider is going to be a massive piece for this bullpen moving forward. And I want to give credit to William once again, too, as Trevor McGill allows the first 2 batters to reach, right? He got ahead 1-2 on Ian Happ, and then Happ just serves a 101-mile-an-hour fastball the other way for a base hit. It was not a quality swing, but he got quality wood on it. And then a 4-pitch walk to Kyle Tucker, even with a 4-0 lead. And William goes out for a chat, slows the game down, didn't need Chris Hook to come out there. William goes out, slows the game down, and Suzuki flies out. Then still falls behind 2-0 on Michael Busch, is able to recover. Even the stolen base, the ball wasn't able to be caught and presented properly like William would have wanted to. It probably would have been a strike if he was just able to stick it. But for him to understand, hey, I made a quality pitch there, didn't get the call, come back with a couple of strikes, find the location of the curveball again, because as McGill goes, he goes with his curveball, quite frankly. And the fact that his curveball has virtually equal the amount of strikeouts on it as he does the fastball, right? So now he gets 2 more strikeouts today, both of them on fastballs. That's 7 strikeouts this season on the heater, 6 strikeouts this season on the curveball. It's going to be the equalizer. It's going to be something to monitor for McGill because he can't be a one-trick pony of velo because everybody's seen velo these days, and it's a slow, laborious delivery, and you can see it, at the very last moment if it's a heater. What he's talked to me about with his curveball is there are certain metrics that can identify to make sure that it's not popping out of his hand. You'll hear that from time to time about hitters able to identify the breaking ball because it literally pops out because it has so much spin and so much tumble on it that as they snap it, it spins up, then down. All right, curveball, and they're able to adjust. Whereas the heater, as long as he's locating at the top of the zone like we saw in the last 3 batters of this game, it makes the curveball even better. So those 2 pitches will always be working in tandem for those guys. And quite frankly, you still have a lot of this bullpen available for the Astros this week too. And then a reminder, they have an off day on Thursday. So if you're in a leverage game again tomorrow, I imagine Koenig and McGill are certainly available. I don't know if Uribe would be, given he's thrown 3 out of the last 4. But then Grant Anderson would probably be available. Nick Mears would probably be available. So they're still in very good shape for tomorrow's game if the time comes. We're going to hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, coming up next. We're also going to take a look at that out-of-town scoreboard and preview the Astros series a little bit later on. Brewers get the win by a final of 4-0. Quick text here from the 262. Do you think Yelly gets more outfield time with Frelick's status in limbo? By all indications, the Brewers want to make Yelly a DH. And I think we would have seen a lot more of him in the outfield at this point. And like we talked about a moment ago, and you'll hear Pat Murphy talk about it, Daz Cameron might get a look here because he's going to be here for at least another 2.5 weeks and needs an opportunity to decide if he wants to sink or swim or stick around with this crew while they decide what to do with Blake Perkins and Garrett Mitchell. And we'll see maybe by the end of the day tomorrow what Sal Frelick is going to be needing. Does he just need a couple of days? Does he go on the injured list? All that will be answered this week. We'll hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, next on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Only in America, Dr. Ken, can you go from order in the court to officer I can explain faster than you can say you are now free to leave.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
When you are issued a summons or a subpoena or a warrant from a sitting commissioner, court official, or judge, you have to honor it. It doesn't matter if it's federal, it doesn't matter if it's state.
Sunday starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth. This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers win. All right, pay your tolls. First call of the year to say pay your tolls. They won this battle. The war's not over. 2-1 on the series over the weekend. Pat Murphy really happy for Daz Cameron and his club after the win today on Sunday.
It's a terrific moment for him and his family. He's been in the big leagues before, but just to contribute to this ball club, that was a great clutch we had a lot of great performances today, but we shut out one of the best offensive teams in baseball, if not the best. They're solid through and through, and they're a great club. They're just old enough and just experienced enough, and their young guys are at the peak of their game. It's the blue-haired kid is kind of a freak right now, the way he's playing. The new kid with the huge feet, that kid is what a hitter. You know what I mean? What a hitter. I just notice him when he's digging in the box, and I'm like, this is bad. But he's what a hitter. What a hitter. And then, Hap's always played great against us. Suzuki's a great player. Bush is the most underrated. Horner's underrated. Swanson is as good a defensive shortstop as there is in the league. The two catchers, the one kid, they've been great. Their pitching staff. It's a great ball club through and through, but really proud of our club to respond the way it did. Really, really proud of it. I don't know that we found that misplaced edge, but Freddie Peralta set the tone and wouldn't be denied, made big pitches. Came out, he's got a little bit of a sore groin. Said he was done after the sixth, but he was pretty much out of pitches anyways. He might have had 10 more in there. Our bullpen was really good. Especially proud of McGill. Things going the wrong way, he turned it around and made big pitches. A lot of great contributors today. Contreras was on base 3 times, and Yelich got his first line drive in a while, and that was good for him to know it's in there. And Churio got a big hit for us at a big time leading off the inning. We talked about Cameron Durbin with a big double. Williams played behind the dish all day, and his caught stealing team that leads the league, stolen bases. It's like it was big. He said, kind of set the tone there. So, all in all, I think a really solid performance against a really good team, and it starts with Freddie.
Was he dealing with that throughout the outing, or did that?
No, it happened during the Hap at bat, Hap's last at bat. If you watch it, you can see him. Yeah.
I wonder if you brought up that inning for McGill, kind of turning it around there. Did that Bush at bat kind of seem like the turning point?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, he was throwing the ball good, but was behind in the count over and over. And he knows he's got to get ahead. And his curveball was there, and it was really good. Really good outing for him, in that he faced the adversity and then responded to it. And that's the pressure, that ninth is different than any other one. So, yeah.
2-1 curveball there, kind of specifically, just that.
Yeah.
Kind of resets it all.
Yeah, the kid's looking to get the head out, and kind of made a poor decision, but it was still, that's the one he swung in the dirt you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
After he just fouled the fastball back.
Yeah.
Or if any concern with Freddie with the groin, and then any update on Sal too?
Sal's had some left knee discomfort. You saw it at the plate, right? You saw it. We're getting it checked out right now, so he's getting an MRI right now. So.
Mark for Daz, all of his appearances have been off the bench, which
right.
That's the role he's in. But how tough is that to just stay ready for the opportunity?
Well, I was just talking to our people about it. Like this kid's going so good in AAA, and we're catching him at a really good time. Is it fair to him to sit him on the bench and bring him off the bench? But Collins is playing so well, defensively and offensively, like it's his time. Collins was in that boat before, last year and this year. Now he's getting a chance to play for the first time. So I was suggesting, well, if Daz is not going to play all the time, why is he here? You know what I mean? He's an everyday player. And now maybe if Sal's injury is more serious, then Daz would probably get more of a chance. But what a great performance today. Line out, hit well, then a knock in a big situation, stole a base. Yeah.
You guys needed this stop. What was it about Freddie coming in and being able to provide that for you, though?
Yeah, he was a big boy today. Like it was big boy Freddie. It was come right at you. Here I am. My stuff's good enough. I'll throw any pitch on any count. His changeup was great today. His breaking ball was good, but his right-on-right changeup was good. He went at people. Everybody knows fastball Freddie, they're gonna get a heater, but he also used that changeup. So.
Yeah, 7 strikeouts today, bunch of variants. I thought that was huge. He's an easy pick for player of the game, and Twitter agrees as he took the majority of the vote at Dom_Cotroneo. It's brought to you by Surfside, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside iced tea and vodka, and Surfside lemonade and vodka, paired perfectly with the day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Let's talk about the Astros. It's coming up next on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Spring is in the air, the perfect time to kickstart those home improvement dreams. Hi, Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. They're your local experts in stylish, energy-efficient upgrades. Boost your curb appeal and add real value with top brands like Pella, Anderson, Marvin, and more. All customized to fit your home and your style. Wood, vinyl, or fiberglass, they've got it all. And their newly remodeled New Berlin showroom is the place to start. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. Visit hometownwindows.com today.
You'll find that the licensed and certified electricians from Quality are top-notch. We've been around for over 60 years, so expect nothing but the best. And here's the kicker. With over 60 vehicles out there on the roads, you're not going to have to wait very long at all for the electrical service you need now. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For all your residential electrical needs, call Quality.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. Over 60 years in business, with over 60 vehicles out in the field so we can respond ultra quickly to your emergency AC needs. When you call Quality for emergency AC service, you can count on a swift response to get the job done right away. So if the heat's got you to the point where it's just too hot to handle, call Quality and we'll get you the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Who's looking for a better deal? Well, Cousin Sub's $10 meal deals just got better. Available online only. Order your 7.5-inch meal deal today and upgrade it with a large fountain beverage, large fry, regular shake, or regular Wisconsin cheese curds. Prices vary by item from $1 to $2 a piece. Make it better and make it your own way. Now that's a better deal. For further details or to order, go to cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available online at participating locations only. Offers subject to change without notice.
Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Quick peek at Space City. Welcome in, I'm Dom Cotroneo. Their hands are going to be full tonight. Game 7, of course. Rockets and Warriors. That'll be fun. Rockets are a fun little team. They're very young, good core forming. Anyway, Stros. They're in a rain delay right now, just on the south side of Chicago, so not going to have a crazy travel day. They're down 5-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning of that game, currently being in the rain delay, so who knows if that gets called early or that sort of thing. Lance McCullers Jr. made his return to the big leagues in this one. Astros came here 2 years ago. Brewers went there last year, lost the series to the Stros at what is now Daikin Park, no longer the Juice Box, no longer Minute Maid Park. But what's up with the Astros? What's up with their offense? It's very similar to the Brewers. Not a lot of slug. They haven't had a guy really start tearing the cover off the ball. Even Yordan Alvarez is off to a slow start this year. But their bullpen, man, it is so good. Of course, led by Josh Hader. Brian Abreu has been brilliant as their setup man. He's one of their lead holds. Brian King has come as a really good role as a minor league Rule 5 pick from the Cubs organization. Even a guy like Caleb Ort, who has found a role with them too. And they have found some really good pieces to complement Josh Hader at the back end of that bullpen. But their offensive numbers are very similar to the Brewers, right in the middle of the pack in on-base percentage and average. They're 21st in home runs, and a lot of that has to do with the lack of power from Yordan Alvarez. Jeremy Pena has been off to a very good start, though. The New England Dominican, if you will, because he went to the University of Maine, grew up in Rhode Island, but is from the Dominican Republic. This season, he's been one of their more consistent hitters. He's hitting .282 on the season. He went 1 for 4 today. He's got an OPS north of 760. He's also one of the premier defenders at shortstop. So he's been great for them. Keep an eye on those guys. The rotation looks like this for the week. Monday, tomorrow, it'll be Ronel Blanco against Tobias Myers. Tuesday will be Hayden Wisniewski, a former Cub. He was in the Kyle Tucker trade, against Chad Patrick. And then Wednesday, Framber Valdez, their opening day starter, against Quinn Priester as of now for the Crew. And then the off day coming up on Thursday. It'll be exciting to see the old friends from the Astros and some small ties that we can get into throughout the week. Of course, the old NL Central days when for some reason there were 6 teams in the Central, because that made sense. The 16 to 14 days of the AL and the NL. It just doesn't make sense to some kids these days. And quite frankly, I don't know how we do explain it, right? How do us elders who understood what the game was like back then understand, yeah, for a little while, there were a different number of teams and different rules in the leagues. It's part of the game, our silly little game. Let's wrap up the program after this on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
Summer's getting closer, and Brewers action at American Family Field is only heating up. Don't miss a Midwestern throwdown between the Brewers and the Twins, May 16th through the 18th. Get a Jedi Jack Centurio Star Wars night bobble with a special theme night ticket on the 16th. Then get here early for an exclusive Brewers cribbage board giveaway for the first 25,000 fans on the 17th. Presented by 620 WTMJ. Get tickets at brewers.com.
Here's why you can feel confident in choosing Less's Glass to fabricate and install your new shower door or glass bath enclosure. For over 40 years, we've done thousands of them. And when you want a new and modern aesthetic added to your bathroom, you want a crew with experience behind it. We fabricate new shower doors or bath enclosures to fit any space of your bathroom, all done in-house. And that's great for quality control. It could be a neo-angle shower stall, a corner enclosure, a bypass for your tub or shower, or a heavy 3/8-inch all-glass enclosure. Any idea you have, framed or frameless, we can handle it. And when you work with a family-owned company, the buck stops here, because we're not satisfied until you are. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. This is Brewers Extra Innings.
I'm on top of the world.
It's a win for the Crew. We're back on the air tomorrow at 6:05. That's when the On Deck show, Built by Menards, begins. First pitch scheduled for 6:40 each of the next 2 nights. And then Wednesday, 12:10 before the off day. I'll be with you for post-game shows on both Monday and Tuesday against the Astros. And just in the break, while we were waiting to hear if that game was going to get resumed, they have officially called the game on the south side. So the White Sox win the game and the series over the Astros. The Astros will board their buses and get on up here to a roof and be able to play all 27 innings scheduled this weekend. So this upcoming stretch for the Brewers is very important because they're only going to see one divisional opponent for the next month. So the next few series, Astros, Rays, Guardians, Twins, Orioles, all interleague play. Then the Pirates, 4 games there in Pittsburgh, back home for interleague play with the Red Sox, on the road for Philly, and then a month from today, you're taking on the Cincinnati Reds in Cincy. So they don't have a home divisional game again until June 12th against the St. Louis Cardinals. So what can you make of? Remember, I have the reminder in my phone for Game 66, which is against the finale against the Padres, to check in on the second quadrant, or more than quadrant, I should say, what would it be? The second fifth of the season, where 33 game stints, all right? So the first 33 games, the Brewers were just about 500 at 16 and 17. What will the next 33 games feature for the Crew to make sure they can stay in this hunt despite not facing divisional opponents, especially teams that they are chasing for the next month, given the Reds are currently above 500 and, of course, these Cubs are currently above 500. So we'll keep an eye on that as we head into the interleague side of the world. This text from James from Chicago made me smile. The sky isn't falling. Stay the course. Let's roll, boys. So maybe some interleague cooking will get the Brewers right coming up this week. And maybe it's the return of Bob Kozlowski is going to be the reason the Brewers get back on track. It's great to have Bob back at the ballpark of Brewers Guest Services. He sung God Bless America today after a personal health battle. Great to see him, wishing him nothing but the best. I know some fans are really excited to see him today. That'll do it for our show here on Sunday. For our producer, Evan Witalison, I'm Dom Cotroneo. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night after the game. Until then, keep on swinging.
Transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's Commercial Payments Solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline